This program is brought to you by the Reeves Law Firm, representing you and your Social Security and disability needs. If you have a problem or questions regarding Social Security and disability, call attorney Anthony Reeves, toll free at 1-888-962-0007. Again, that's 1-888-962-0007. Or go to www.reevesfirm.com.
Welcome to another edition of Q&A Social Security Disability Today. Let's get to your questions. I got a fully favorable disability decision, yet the appeals council pulled it and said the judge got it wrong and sent it back to the judge. Will that hurt my chances of keeping my benefits going? Okay. And this is something that I try to tell everybody when they come to me and they get approved for benefits for a judge. In your initial decision, you'll have the first 3 pages. There'll be discussions about you can appeal this, you got 60 days, yada, yada, yada. And most people say they're so happy they got approved, they gloss over all that. But one of the things I like to specifically highlight to people is a section that says that the appeals council may on their own motion review your file. What does that mean? Well, most people don't realize that there's another court within the Social Security system that is higher than the ALJ. That's the appeals council. They are responsible. They have the responsible for reviewing all the judges' decisions. One of their responsibilities is to ensure that judges are not overly approving or overly denying cases. So they will randomly pull cases for review on their own, whether they be unfavorable or favorable. So in your case, or the question that was posed, they found your case, they looked at the judge's decision, something in that decision they had a problem with, and they sent it back to the judge for further review. But it could be a lot of things. It could mean basically, the rationale was a little off, or they had a problem about some evidence that they believe needed further clarifications. It could be a variety of different things. Most people want to know, well, what does that mean for me? Well, typically, if they pull it for review, typically they have a certain period of time when they have to process, I believe it's like 120 days, to where they have to make a decision whether to affirm the judge's decision and say, yeah, he got it right, or she got it right, or send it back to the judge for further development. Now, here's the kicker. After about 120 days, if they haven't made a decision, your benefits will start. Now, one of the things that I tell people is one of the dangers about the on motion review is that any monies that's given to you during this review process, and more importantly, if the ALJ gets it again, you may be responsible for reimbursing. What does that mean? Well, that means that if they send it back to the judge and the judge reconsiders and now determines you're not disabled, guess what? You owe the government back every dollar you got. And some of you may say, that is jacked up. That's just the nature of the beast. Let me stress this. That doesn't happen too often. And when I mean that doesn't happen too often, what I mean is the appeals council, they don't review a lot of cases. But here's the problem. It's in retrospect, you got to look at it over the course of millions of decisions that go out every day. They pick a sampling of them, and it may be a small percentage. It only sucks when you're in that percentage. So what I tell people is this. Just be aware and be advised that if the appeals council pulls your case for review, there's a possibility it could be sent back to the judge and the judge could deny you. It has happened. The judge could do one of three things. The judge could say, you're right, I got it wrong, you're denied. Or 2, I don't think I got it wrong, I think I got it right, and send the decision back. Or 3, they could modify it and say, you know what, I don't think you were disabled that far back. So to answer your questions, is there a possibility that your disability benefits may be kept going? Absolutely. But there's also a possibility those benefits could be discontinued as well. So what do you need to worry about? Well, if the appeals council sends it back, what you want to do, and this is why a representative is helpful to you, because they can review the reason by which the appeals council reviewed the case. And this is where it gets helpful for a person like me, because I've had people come to me with cases like this, and first thing I'm looking for is, what did the appeals council have a problem with? What do they have a problem with? Okay. Once I've identified what they had a problem with, I want to fix that problem. Why is it important? Because in my mind, and I may be wrong, in my mind, I have a judge who has saw fit within the scope of the evidence to find in my client's favor. I have an interest, and my client has an interest, to not have that decision overturned. So if there is something that the appeals counsel saw that was problematic that they need addressed, I'm going to make every effort in my power to address that issue so that the judge does not. So this way I can say, hey, they had a problem with this. Like if I had a client who had drugs and alcohol and the judge determined that they weren't material, but the appeals counsel thinks, we think they are material, look at it again. I'm going to go to that client and say, you got a doc that can write a statement with regards to that? And if a doc gives me a statement saying, yes, I've treated them, I'm aware of the drugs and alcohol, they have no bearing on their disability, they are clearly disabled, they've been treating with me for about 2-3 years, and I've reviewed all their evidence, it has no impact. Provided to the judge is happy, we've addressed the issue, pretty good chance he's probably or she's going to probably reaffirm her decision. But there, like I said, it's not an absolute. And I always tell people the reason why representatives, we always say the magical word depends, is because we don't know how it's going to shake out. The only thing we can do is zealously do what we can to make sure that if the appeals counsel pulls your case for review, that we address any issues that they have. So this way, your benefits can keep going forward. We welcome you again and thank you for joining us for another edition of Q&A Social Security Disability Today. I look forward to seeing you again. Take care.